What is going on, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. I want to show you guys a 54-0 gameplay on River Somme. Finally, the strat is slowly but surely paying off for me. Been really expecting some pretty big games on River Somme. Had a little bit of some heartbreakers as of late, but I figured it would slowly but surely over time begin to start happening for me here. So actually had a pretty interesting day on this map. A lot of votes for it as well too. Caporetto not getting much love anymore, from at least today at least. And had a game prior to this where I went like 50 some and 3. Really had 3 really quick deaths at the very last part of the game. Had a pretty much an amazing bayonet charge from behind, which is what I was not expecting. So yeah, I was a little bit heartbroken when that happened. But then I had another game where I had like 30 some kills and 0 deaths. Those were usually those really quick games when you do really well and you pretty much dominate the enemy team and you can't really rack up any kills because the gameplay just ends so quick. And then I go on this game here where I go 54-0. So fortunately, I had a teammate in my squad that jumped into my motorbike immediately, so I didn't have to wait for anyone to show up here. Now I am turning my motorbike around as I'm trying to get it ready for when I get out of E here. I'm gonna try to post up here. My teammate unknowingly is gonna show up right next to me, and I'm gonna try to wave him off. Tell him don't stand by me, bro, because if they come up and push us, they have an option of taking us both out at the same time instead of us being spread out. And so if one of us goes down, the other person is in an unknown location. So usually been showing up right here. I kind of fake them out, make them push over to the side. Start missing my shots really bad there, though. As you see, I'm using the optical now. I am liking it a little bit more, so we'll see if I'm going to stick with the SMG-08 a little bit longer, as the optical is getting those kills from that little bit further range that I was hoping the SMG would be able to get. So we'll see how much more I progress with it in the future. But wanted to push right out over there, push up to the right side. I've been mentioned this before, River Somme, that if you cap E over there, they'll push out from B. And there you go right there. So I made mention about this. If you've watched my older videos, slowly but surely progressing on just understanding what people do on this map. And I'm pretty confident now that I have this map, for the most part, pretty well done. So I'm pretty happy about that. I still, always got more to improve on, but it is exciting to see that finally avoiding these crazy situations where you cap E, you start pushing out from E, and then the enemy player is pushing up from B and just puts some shots on you and takes you out from right there. So I'm going to just wait over here to the 3-minute mark and 2 seconds to go pick up the kit. Teammate there waiting by me, rolling in together. Had some good teammates, some good squad gameplay for the most part today, so that was very helpful. So I'm going to go up, push straight to D. Want to get into the trenches. Been focusing more on just staying in the trenches. I may mention about this in other videos, that when I get over there to like B, really open area gameplay, and really makes me uncomfortable with the Villa Prosa, as you really can only get maybe 3. I've been actually trying to stretch it out, getting 4 kills with this gun before you have to reload. So when you're in the trenches, man, you can just shoot a little bit, and if they're all lined up for you, you'll take out multiple enemy players with only using like half the amount of the clip. So that has been the strat here, as before they're ever really gonna realize what hits them. I'm gonna take out a few players here, gonna move all the way back as I see my teammate go down. Want to funnel them through, throw a grenade here. Didn't look too well, so I wanted to push all the way back, just trying to get my teammates out of the wheat field. I know we were losing E right when we capped it, but that was fine. Again, just distracting everyone. It's okay if I lose E after I cap it. I'm fine with that. I'm even okay with, sometimes even if you can't even cap E, just to get off there and give your teammates some squad spawns over where you're at, because you're in such a good spot to pick up the Villa Prosa, go flank behind where B is at. If your teammates are able to grab A, go flank behind B or C, and hopefully pull the enemy back from where that little river is at. So again, not really too concerned, just wanted to get myself set up. Now that I'm set up over here by D, trying to hold it off and waiting for teammates to get around me so I don't have to kind of lone wolf it completely. Still was playing on the more aggressive side this game, as after having like a 30-some kill game. I've had a couple of games where I haven't died with it, but when I'm getting 30 kills a game or something like that and we're destroying the enemy team really fast, it's not all too much for me to really talk about there, because teammates really did help. And even though we do really much take a pretty good control of this game, you know, the kills were getting up there. So I'm excited to see what I can do on this map, as the map is a little bit larger. It's not like a Zarishan where I think one of my highest kill games, if not my highest kill game on that map. I had like 100+ kill game. That one was pretty impressive using the Villaprosa, but you only have 3 territories, and there's a lot of those building gameplay, which is really fun. I haven't played Zarishan in a while, making me kind of want to go back on that map and play it out a little bit. But River Somme is a little bit more spread out, so you know, I'm wasting so much time going between these points right here to get onto the capture point and do some damage. So on Zarishan, you don't really have that issue. You can stay on one and keep blasting away, and so that's the reason why I was able to rack up some pretty crazy kill streaks on that game here. So the advantage of River Somme, though, is that trenched layout, and it's the heart of the map, and it's, again, probably one of my favorite maps because of how the trench layout works. Definitely really fun, and the fact it's right there at the middle. It's right at the heart of the map, and it's right where all the gameplay really begins to funnel at. And so there's a lot of epic moments you can have over there by D, C, and that really makes it really fun, and possibility of really you being able to do some pretty insane kill streaks. So seeing again where I can progress, I think maybe a 70-80 games possibility if I have a game where we're really gonna have to battle, because I'm gonna need a little bit more time. This game was a little bit too fast. I think it ends under like 20 minutes worth of gameplay time, so I always see anything under 20, kind of a quick game. Anything under like over like 23, 24 minutes, those are a little bit longer games. So need something probably much more like a little bit more minutes for me to do something high in that range, but we'll see what's coming up here. Definitely fun to be back on it though. Been playing a lot of the operations campaigns lately. We're grinding up more afflictions. I do have the Peacock affliction on, and from my understanding, I'm pretty sure the Peacock affliction, as far as I know, still keeps you on spot. So I might be on spot. I don't know when it probably starts, but I'm pretty sure I'm probably on spot probably by now. If not, I'll be on spot sometime in this game, and I'll stay on spot. So it is kind of interesting. I do know this has to be happening. I do know it works with Death Toll, because I've had Death Toll equipped with the Elite class. I've died. I've lost 200 points. And I've played different games with the Peacock affliction on when I was using a Elite class, and I mean everyone knew where I was at. So that is something you want to take in consideration. If you are using the Elite class and you were having some afflictions equipped, that they can most likely stay on here. I'm not sure if it's intended to be like that, but as right now that's the case. Now, haven't had a chance to try out all of the afflictions with an Elite class equipped, but I do know I did have Reaper on once as well, and it did sap a point of my health per second, so that is pretty interesting. But I haven't again tried out Scavenger or Paranoia, so I don't know how those would play out. But wanted to get away from B over there. They were pushing us from them just capping C, laying down some pretty solid fire on me. So wanted to again be careful going through those trenches right there, as there's a little bit of some fire that goes on under that broken down tank, and all I need to do is run through fire just a little bit with an Elite class, and it's like, you know, you're completely, you know, a new pyrotechnician stunt double with flames all over yourself rolling around the ground. So trying to get out, and fortunately that scout class was just oblivious to where it was at. I've always been mentioning this, don't move on the game and I'll run right by you, and if he would have stayed put and known where I was at, could have easily gotten up and bayonet charged me. So I think it's safe to say I'm probably not on spot right now, unless he was completely oblivious to looking at his mini map, but trying to push up and get back over to C or D. Trying to be very careful going through the trenches. Don't want to catch like a scout class running in the trenches where, you know, you don't have a really long narrow viewpoint. So if I'm making these really sharp turns right here, you want to be careful, because if you have a scout class that is running or a medic class, easy one click to go into their bayonet charge and they will take you out. So had that happen to me a couple times already on this map, and so I'm just, you know, being very cautious with that. And it really, that's for the most part the biggest thing I've had problems with on River Somme. Still some people that will maybe try throwing you some gas grenades, incendiary grenades. Sometimes the gas grenades around D can be kind of tricky. You can see some interesting stuff come up with that up here in a little bit. but for the most part, it's always the bayonet charge. I see the bayonet charge probably seems to always be the #1 thing that usually takes me out with any elite class. So I'm always, you know, watching out for the bayonet charge. Yeah, that one is can be kind of tricky to deal with. So gonna again now try to push up, trying to decide really what I want to go do here. This is usually a good time to pick up your mini map, see where your teammates are at. And because there's some interesting positioning we got going on. They got people behind us on A, and they got some people up in front of us. But I'm going to go closer to where D is at, as again I've been trying to focus more on the trenches, and that is going to be the reasoning for me going down over here. Going to be kind of careful, as not sure if anyone was going to push out there. That's what I was just saying there a second ago, where I don't want to catch myself on a sharp turn right here and get myself hit by a bayonet charge, something like that. So trying to weaken the flame trooper is the last thing you want to deal with in the trenches. You can still do some pretty solid damage and take out the flame trooper pretty quick with the Villaparosa, but you just get stuck in that flame, and there's really nowhere for you to go. Especially if you try to sprint out really quick, you just make the flames even worse. And if you stay put, you just get melted in the flames even more. So it's just a lose-lose situation there. You want to try to avoid the flame trooper, at least get him where he's at further away distance, where you can do some solid damage on him, and he doesn't do too much damage against you. So wanted to get out of D right when I saw the gas grenade show up. That's after the bayonet charge. Probably the next thing you want to be careful of is the gas grenade. Incendiary grenades are right up there as well too, especially around D, just because how kind of D is laid out. It's just yeah, not all too great to deal with when you're over there. So I want to get out of there, get myself reset, just get a good feel of where everyone was at. Going to flank around now to the side. Was trying to prevent them from spawning by F and then just pushing all the way over, right over here to the side, and then making their way towards the C. So I would come up here a couple times just to see if they were doing that, to kind of pick them off. And if they weren't there, then I just had a really nice flank to the left, right here, right to D. So that was what I was kind of be aware of. I'm getting more comfortable with the distance between the trenches, and just to know what I can handle and what I can't handle, especially being out over there to the right side, as there's some open area out over there, as well as there's two trenches that you will can kind of get confused which one will take you where. So when you're get used to the distance of how long it takes you to get to those trenches, is very helpful, especially with the elite class, because again I want to stay in the trenches as much as I can, as that will help me maximize those multi player flanks that go after you. And if you're out there in the open, in the wheat field or something like that, it spreads them out more, and you only have so much ammo with this weapon here. So they ended up still pushing towards the C. I'm not sure if they pushed it from the side over there, if I had just missed them coming a little bit too late, or they took a different route, or maybe they were just coming out there when they originally had A. But now they're back over here, so this is where I'm going to be focused at, as I'm going to come up here, clean house as quick as I can. And then I'll show you, I think I'm going to go where I usually post up if I'm trying to defend C. So I want to quickly go over here though and kill this guy as quick as I can. Hopefully find him once I realize he's not in the house, realizing he's probably going to be over here to the left. Here's someone running by me. I'm going to finish him off, and his teammate was right there. So yeah, but once I cap C, I'm always watching. If they're on the defending side, I'm on the attacking side. Once I cap C, I'm going to go right here, right there. I want to focus on that turn right there, because this is where they're going to push usually at. So that's usually right where I go after I'm able to recapture C on the attacking side, and I start defending. I want to watch that area. If you're on the defending side on C and you're trying to recap it, you want to watch behind me where the river is at. That's where the attacking team will spawn at. So going to again push back up over here. This is some more of the trench layout, where this one isn't directly going to take me right to D. It's going to move me more over to the left and take me straight into the heart of D, where that main trench is located at. So that's why, for me at least, these two trenches right here are ones you kind of got to get used to, where the spacing is at and how long it's going to take you to get there, and all these things you got to take in consideration, because I've gotten caught out there a couple times where I just kind of push the boundaries a little bit too far, especially out there in the where it's a little bit opened out, and got myself in trouble. But there is some of what I have been looking forward to on this map, is some of that right there, where there's just posted up on that main trench. This is the trench I'm always looking at, just hoping for that one day where there's just 10 of them lined up for me, and hopefully I can melt them all. So we'll be on the lookout for that still. That wasn't quite there yet. I don't think I only got 2 kills or whatever, so nothing too crazy. But it is fun to just kind of lead the charge there and watch your teammates. You know, they're all just laying there waiting, and then you show up and everyone just gets behind you. It's pretty epic. Gotta love Battlefield. So but once I pushed in there and got my teammates up, I thought, okay, I'm gonna flank around, because now they're gonna be spawning out over here. This is where the defending team will spawn at if they have any players on D. So that's why if you are on D and you're trying to cap it, and next you know the enemy team gets over to C, it's because they skip D right when they spawn out over to the right, and they go straight to C. So that's what they'll usually do. This is what I was talking about a second ago, though, about just being aware of where the trenches are at, as now I'm, again, funneling them right down here where the trench is at, and I'm able to get 3, and this guy, fortunately, even if he was looking at me, I would have gotten him. He would have been able to post up in time. But fortunately, he wasn't even paying attention at all. So I think guy was actually able to maximize about 4 kills was that one clip. So that was nice. It does again help to somewhat get him close to where the trenches were at. It wasn't, you know, a pure straight line, but it was better than me being out there in the open, as there's been some struggles, if you've seen gameplay in the past for me on this map, of kind of battling players out over in that area. So I wanted to jump up on the top here when I can, if we're able to cap D here. Now this is going to be pretty interesting, as I'm not going to finish that kill. That one hurt, and I have to put my last shot onto him, and then there's a gas grenade there. I don't want to go to my right. Another gas grenade shows over there. I don't want to go straight, because that's where they're spawning at, and then they're coming to my left, so I'm like, I gotta do it. I gotta kill, and that scout class there, I don't know what he was doing. So I'm not sure if he missed me or what he did, but if he would have put a solid shot onto me, yeah, I would have been dead. So yeah, got away with one right there. That's what I was talking about earlier. There's gonna be some interesting gas gameplay over here by D. Kind of was sticking around there hoping I get healed, but instead I'm getting resupplied. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna dip, gonna get out of here. Want to still be careful, as again, they could have spawned out over there on the side, and they could be pushing out around here. So you do got to be wary of that. I think I'm gonna run into probably someone here in a second. I'm gonna get healed here, so that is helpful. And there's gonna be a player right there. So that's what I got it down now. And this is what I was talking about when I was, you know, showing gameplay on this map about all this type of stuff. I eventually finally get it, and it's finally coming together on this map. So I'm happy to see that at least. Now, again, they still push down over here to see, but at least I eliminated anything that would have kind of ruined the streak here, because I wanted a streak. I'm not gonna lie, I did want a streak. Still want to win the game, of course. Always just so focus on the objective, but as well, I do like getting streaks on the side of it. So I want to make sure I don't do anything crazy at the end to mess it up. C is a little bit more open, so I do try to take that in consideration. This is what had happened to me. It's what killed me on the game where I died earlier today. So someone bayonets charged me from behind, and this time here I just kept rolling around the circle. I didn't bother trying to figure out where he was at. That's what got me in trouble earlier. Was I tried to kind of pause for a second to see where he was coming at, instead of just continuously running a little bit in a little circle. So that definitely helped. It seems like, though, they're endlessly showing up here. I'm like, there was a bunch of them over there to my left. Now there's another guy right here. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Let me just get it. And then I'm gonna post up here. If they get me, they get me. But no one else shows up, and I'm able to safely keep the streak alive, get the 54-0, get the MVP, get the win. That's like the perfect game for me. So this is what I like. This is what I'm always hunting and trying to progress towards too. And this is what for me makes Battlefield fun. So that was a pretty epic gameplay on River Somme. Would be interesting to hear you guys' feedback on how my strat is, what you guys' approach towards River Somme is. I've heard everything from, which I still think is a pretty solid strat, which is using the land ships, especially if you have a teammate who can repair you. That's definitely a really solid strat on that map. Haven't really picked up anything like the tank hunter on this map, so it would be interesting if someone's been using the tank hunters lately. But definitely would be interested to hear what you guys have been doing. But that's it for you guys today. Again, I appreciate you guys being here. My name's Livin, and I will catch you guys again later. Peace.